Welcome back. In the last video, we saw how to convert non-numerical data into numerical data. That way we could fit a machine learning model, or at least get one to try and figure out some patterns in our data. In this one, we're going to figure out what we can do when we've got missing values. We'll create another little heading here. What if there were missing values? There's two main ways to deal with missing data. Let's put that here actually. So we'll go one, it's fill them with some value, also known as imputation. So this is when you have, say, some samples and they're missing information, you could fill it with some value. That's called imputing data. The other one is to remove the samples with missing data altogether. Now, it should be known that there's no real good way to fully deal with missing data. Like if you do fill missing data with some value, you're going to be kind of introducing some non-real data to your data set. And if you do remove samples with missing values, well then you're kind of going to be working with less samples. So in the real world, you're not always going to have complete data sets, but when you do deal with missing data, it's kind of still a big area of research of how to do it. But we're going to go through basically these two ways of figuring it out so we can at least get a machine learning model working with data that once had missing values. So in saying that, we do need a data set that has missing values. So luckily, here's something I've prepared earlier. My beautiful Google Sheet, which is our faithful car sales data set. It's missing data here. We keep going through. Far out. What have we done? We've failed at recording with this data set. And this is kind of often what you'll see a lot of times in the real world when you're working with data sets. You'll have these samples. So like a row 101 is missing the color of the car, but it has everything else. Well, that's all right. Let's see how we'd work with it. So the first thing we do is we're going to import car sales missing data. We're going to go call it something nice and easy. Car sales missing equals PD read CSV. And remember, everything's in the data folder. It might not be on your machine, but in my case it is. Car sales extended, mine's called missing data.csv. Wonderful. I'm going to go car sales missing. We're going to look at the head of it. Beautiful. Excellent. So we've got it here. It doesn't look like it's missing any data, but a real quick way to calculate to see if it is, we go car sales missing. The convenience of having it in a Pandas data frame is that we can call Pandas functions. Is NA for is non or is nan. I think in Pandas it's called nan. If we do import this, it'll fill it with nan. So something like nan. We'll keep that blank there. So we'll go here. Is na.sum, and this will show us how many missing values there are. So let's go Shift Enter. So in the make column, there's 49 missing values. In the color column, there's 50, and in the other columns, so there's about 50 odd missing values in each column. All right, let's try and convert it to numbers. Let's try and convert just like we did in the previous video, data to numbers. What we might do is cheat a little here. We'll move up. We'll come up here to the code that we've got before. We're going to just copy this, and this is one of the only times I'll allow you to copy code, just to save a little bit of time here. We'll go here. But first, I think what we might need to do is transform this, make it into X and Y, because otherwise we're going to be using it on the wrong X. So let's do that. We need a new X and Y. Create X and Y. And we want X equals car sales missing dot drop price. We're going to do the same again. We're going to use the example of trying to use these four columns to predict the price column. So price, then we go axis equals 1, and then we go Y equals car sales missing, and we're going to give this the price column. Wonderful. Then we're going to try to do this and see what happens. Value error. Why is this? So we've tried to do the exact same code as before. You saw me copy and paste that. We got X. Why do we think that's not working? Input contains nan. Of course, that's why. We go car sales missing. Let's check it out. Will this show us a nan? Yes, it will. So we've got at least one nan that we can see here. So in the make column, there's about 49 of these nans. In the color column, the odometer, doors, and price, there's 50 of them. So what we have to do is before we can even convert our data into numbers, is we have to do something with these missing values. So let's see how we might do that. There's a couple of ways. The first one is that we can fill missing data with pandas. So let's check this out. We'll make another heading, fill missing, we might put in this option 1, fill missing data with pandas. Let's see what we might do. So we might go fill the make column. We'll do this for each column actually. Fill the make column, and then we'll go car sales missing. What we might do is any categorical column, we'll fill it with a missing string. Any of the others, like numerical, we might just fill it with the mean of the column. Remember how I said filling data is never a perfect practice. So if there's missing values and you fill it up with something, it's never going to be perfect, like if you actually had the real value there. But there's a few things that are kind of just like level 1 ways of filling data. Like a categorical, you might fill it with missing. A numerical column, you might fill it with the mean of like the average of that column. Like any missing values will have the average of that column. So they're not too far away from the rest of the values in the, you're not filling it with some massively outlier value. Let's see what that'll look like. Make.fillNA, we're going to go missing. And then we'll go in place equals true because we want it to happen straight away. And we go fill the color column. We're going to do the same thing, car sales missing. We're going to get the color column. We're going to fill NA. We can just do the exact same as we've got above because they're both categoricals. In place equals true. Wonderful. And then we're going to fill the odometer column. Now remember, this one's, we're doing it in order here. So we got make color odometer. Fill the odometer column. We might do the mean here. So car sales missing. How would we do this? We want to fill it odometer KM. We have to put that little space there. Same way, fill NA, but this time we want the mean. Scratch his head. Car sales missing. Odometer KM. This might turn out to be a fairly long, oh, it's actually pretty easy. Dot mean. Overthinking it. Classic. In place equals true. All right, and then finally we want to fill the doors column. Now, doors is a different one as well because we said before that it can kind of be a category. But what we might do is, because majority of the doors, like say if we go here, we check it out, car sales, how many doors would you say the average car has? Like if you had to guess how many doors, a random car, how many doors does it have? I'm going to say 4. And the data kind of agrees with me there. So we're just going to fill all the missing cars, the missing door values in our data frame with 4. So fill NA. Nice and simple, 4 in place equals true. Wonderful. Now let's check it again. Check our data frame again. So we want car sales. What's it look like? Car sales missing is NA.sum. How many missing values do we have now? Wonderful. So all of the feature columns, so make, color, odometer, doors, are all full of values, except for the price column. Now we kind of left this one out on purpose because price is special because it's the one we're trying to predict. What we might do is just remove the rows from our data frame that have missing price values. So we are going to lose some data, but it's hard to really predict something when it doesn't have a label. So let's do that. Remove rows with missing price value. So we can do this, car sales missing dot drop NA in place equals true. And that should just remove the price rows, or the values in the data frame, the rows in the data frame which don't have a price value. Let's check it one more time. Car sales missing dot is NA dot sum. Beautiful. So we have no missing values in our data frame anymore. So what this means is that we've kind of lost, we did have 1,000 rows at the start, now we have 950. We have lost 50 samples at the sacrifice of filling up all the data and removing any samples that don't have a label, aka the price column. So now, let's bring back our code from before, the one that errored out. We've got that disgusting error. So let's bring this down here. We're going to fill this up. Actually, we need to re-split our data into X and Y. So X equals car sales missing dot drop price axis equals 1. Now this is really good practice, right? It seems that we're just retyping a lot of the same code again, and we are. Usually we want to kind of avoid this, but we're seeing what it's like just continually filling up data or massaging data into a way that we need it. So here, continual practice, you'll always need to do this, is split data into X and Y, or data and labels. Now what's saying here? Oh, target. I'm thinking of our categorical problem, our classification problem that we worked on before. Now let's copy and paste this code from before. We should have filled up all the values. So fingers crossed, this should work, similar to how it did before. Wonderful. Now what it's kind of done is given this output instead of just outputting numbers. So what we might do is, we don't really need X in there. We can go car sales. There we go. So we can see that now we have converted again our car sales missing data into numbers, and we filled it. So that is just one option. You might be thinking, we're in Scikit-learn, why did we use Pandas? Well, Pandas is very versatile and kind of fun to use. I really like using Pandas, but we can actually do what we've just done. So filling up these values here, right? We can replicate this, or what we've done with Pandas, with pure Scikit-learn. So why don't we look at that? But what we'll do is we'll wait to the next video for that. So we'll get this set up. So option 2, fill missing values with Scikit-learn. All right, so have a little review of what we've done there. Go back up and see what we've done. You might want to try playing around with the car sales missing data frame. See if you can fill the missing values. Play around with these functions here with Pandas, and then see if you can convert it into numbers. But otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. We'll learn how to fill missing values in a data set with pure Scikit-learn.